collab channel this week, and I'm totally making a video for my personal channel, but that's because I just had a conversation, and I feel like I should talk about it because I think it would help people make more sense out of me. I know I'm not the only person on YouTube with this thing going on. For example, Shane Dawson and Mika Kitty and Charlie is So Cool Like. Those are three of the YouTubers that I watch on a regular basis who have admitted that they have the same thing that I do. It's not really a thing, it's kind of a history thing. When I was younger, I did not have many friends. And I don't quite know when that changed. But when I was younger, I had two friends, Emily and Tiffany, and when it was the three of us, well, it wasn't the greatest of times. When it was like one-on-one with me and Emily, we were like best friends, and it was fine, but when it was me and Tiffany one-on-one, we were like terrible to each other. And when it was all three of us together, Tiffany and Emily kind of stuck together and I was left out. Then Tiffany left, and then Emily left, and I did not have any friends, really. Not good ones, at least. And I was not one of the popular kids. People didn't like me because I was different. I didn't have a best friend until 8th grade, and that's kind of complicated because she only became my best friend really because the girl who graduated 8th grade the year before me kind of like ordered her around and made her kind of like a servant slave girl type thing, and my best friend back then kind of just went along with it all. So I wanted to be her best friend, but I couldn't be because this other girl was kind of like taking all her time, and she just followed her around like a puppy dog. So I really did not have any really close friends until 8th grade, and that's Anne, and I still love her, and she's fantastic, although we don't get to see much of each other anymore. And after, I think like sophomore or junior year of high school, we probably like couldn't clarify ourselves or classify ourselves as best friends, but that's okay. We're still really close, our families are really close, and we're like sisters. So it's cool. Whenever we talk, it's like nothing has changed between the two of us, like no time has passed or whatever, so that's good. But I know I'm not the only person who had this problem. A lot of us were different back then, and different meant bad to a lot of people. And I remember one specific memory which actually sparked this entire conversation. My sister was wondering who 98 Degrees was, and I had to tell her that it was a boy band, and I'd already introduced her to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but she hadn't heard of 98 Degrees, and that's because I never really listened to 98 Degrees, and I tweeted about it, and Becca was kind of like, I'm ashamed that you didn't introduce 98 Degrees to her like you did NSYNC, and I was like, I didn't listen to them. And the only reason I listened to NSYNC was because the girls at school wouldn't talk to me until I listened to them. Like, that's a legit thing. They didn't talk to me for like 2 weeks until I got the NSYNC album, No Strings Attached. Listened to it and admitted that I liked it. Otherwise it was all Backstreet Boys for me. So, if that's any indication as to how my life was before 10th grade in high school, that's the best example of it. So yeah, I had to dress the right way, I had to listen to the right music, I had to not be different if I wanted to fit in, and I guess I'm proud of my younger self, because I didn't listen to that. I mean, I listened to NSYNC because, come on, NSYNC, they're awesome, and the popular kids were right that time, but I wasn't gonna dress like a skank whore, and I wasn't going to hang out with all the right people. I don't hang out with just beautiful people. You know what I mean? I don't hang out with the cool kids. I don't do whatever they tell me to. And I I'm only saying this because I realize that YouTube is kind of a culmination of all those kids from like the 80s and 90s, or late 80s and 90s, who never really found their niche during their younger school years, and now they have at YouTube. And although I do not have many subscribers or whatever, many friends on YouTube, I feel like I've also found my niche here, even though I did kind of grow into a social butterfly in high school, and it kind of hasn't stopped since then. I cracked out of my shell eventually. By senior year, I was actually on prom court. So at some point I did become popular. I don't even know how it happened. I was honestly like shocked to the core when I got the letter saying that I was on prom court, so I didn't even know that I was popular until they told me I was. So yeah, go me. And really I was only popular because I hung out with like all the smart kids, and the smart kids were the popular kids. But I wasn't one of the smart kids. I was one of the average kids, but I hung out with all the smart kids, and they were all my best friends. So I was kind of like popular by association, I guess. But then prom court came along, and apparently I was actually nice to people a lot, so they decided to like me and vote for me, which is good. But anyways, as I was saying, YouTube is kind of like that place for all the kids who were like social outcasts when they were younger, and we've found our place in this world finally, and it's this world on the interwebs where we see everyone through a little screen, or the big screen, whichever one you watch on. I don't really know how to control it, honestly, but I I would just like to say that I appreciate YouTube for kind of hosting all of us weirdos who probably didn't have much of a social life before YouTube. So, thank you, YouTube, for being here and taking all of us in. And, thanks to all the friends I have now. You mean a lot to me. Because, honestly, it has never been easy for me to make friends. And I'm glad I have you guys. I'm gonna hit stop now before I really start crying. Bye guys. Love you.